Hey everyone, this is Shirley from Shirley's World. Uh, yeah, it's Tuesday, it's 7 o'clock, and I'm here. I should have combed my hair probably. Uh, anyway, who's here? I think it said two people are here, so somebody's here. Yes, I have. I made a discovery today. I have to tell you about it. And yeah, Diane, I knew you'd be one of those two. Hi, thanks for always being here. Yes. Let's see who the second person is, if they're good. Yes, it's Bumblebee, of course. Hi. I have to say, I have done nothing constructive all day. I sort of took the day off today from eBay, at least from my job. And I'm just going to tell myself that's okay. It's okay. I don't have to do it every day anymore. And I still got a sale or two, a couple Poshmark sales and an eBay sale. 3 people are here. Welcome. Yes. I don't know if anybody else, if I ever said anything, I don't remember ever saying anything about this before. I know I've told you that I had a blog channel. Hi, Janet. Yes, Janet's here. Yes, I do have a blog channel, and that's what I did before YouTube, before I ever got on YouTube. But what I discovered today, or yesterday maybe, that I have a second channel. Now, I knew I had it, I just hadn't gone on it and seen what all is on there. I have a second YouTube channel. And I don't think I've ever said anything about it here. 7 in chat. My other YouTube channel was before this Shirley's World vlog one. It was before that one. It's just under Shirley Corwin. Capital S, capital C. Corwin, Corwin, Shirley Corwin. If you just look that up on YouTube, you'll see my little picture. It's the same picture, the little round, thing. But it's another channel. And you'll notice that most of the videos are in portrait mode. They're not meant to be viewed this way because it's the video channel that I had when I used to do Periscope. Does anybody remember Periscope, or was anybody on Periscope? It's not a thing anymore. I mean, it's not even available there anymore. It was an app that you went on, and you did everything on your phone. You did all your videos on your phone in portrait mode. And that's why all these videos are in portrait mode, which makes it a little tough watching them on the computer or on TV. You can, but they're in portrait mode. It's much easier to watch on your phone. It's just, they were taken to be like this, So, yeah. So, that was before any of your times. I had all other people on my Periscope gang, not many, but sometimes I would have a lot. Uh, Now that YouTube channel, you'll notice I think there's only 97 subscribers because it's been lost all these years. I haven't said anything about it. I haven't, nobody goes on there. Yeah, it's before any of your times. Yeah, it's before I sold on eBay, but it's a lot of things about my chickens, my horses, me riding. Uh, yeah, when I first got chickens, little chicks, that's all on there. About my sister coming to visit me, all kinds of things. And about the first thing, how I got started on eBay, um, was when I found, I think I've mentioned this, when I found, hi, Brylan, when I found that bag of silver coins in the closet. It was this big bag. It was in a big bank bag marked US Mint. Um, it was all silver coins, mostly half dollars. And my husband, we had found it after his parents died in Florida. We went through the house in order to be able to sell it. And we found all this thing where they had hid places where they had hidden money. They were in that generation where they hid money in their house. And then we found this bag of coins, all silver. And yeah, Jack just brought it home and threw it in a closet I don't use very often. So it was back in this little closet and I discovered it. I mean, I knew we had brought it home, but we completely forgot about it. And in there, I found all these silver coins, which added up face value being about between $300 and $400. However, when I sold them by auction on eBay. And I think total, they took like a year to sell. I sold them one by one. And I made like $3,000 selling these coins, which really is what got me started selling on eBay. Because, uh, yeah, even though that was back when I started, it was mostly auctions back then. It wasn't buy it now. I think that was available, but everybody's using auctions, especially things like the coins, because they were going to coin dealers or coin people that collected coins. So yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun doing that. But that's what got me started. I didn't know what I was going to sell, but I wanted to try to do it. And I don't know what else I sold before I started on clothes. The first clothes I sold, though, I thought I'd try baby and toddler clothes, only because I thought it would be fun to buy. I didn't know anything about buying clothes. I didn't know name brand, anything about it. So I would go to Goodwill and buy what I thought was really cute. And it was. I still have some baby clothes and toddler clothes on my channel. And it was from way back then. But they didn't sell. And I sold a few, but they didn't sell worth, being, being what I was going to sell. So, yeah, I think people that sell children's clothes now, they either lot them together in lots which that's what I'm doing now with the few I've left. And or they knew brands that would sell on their own, which I didn't know anything about it. Well, I didn't know anything about adult clothes either, but I sort of learned that trial and error. But yeah, so if you go under Shirley Corwin, now there's another Shirley Corwin, believe it or not, on YouTube. She only has a few videos. I have tons on there, years worth. She only has maybe 5, 6 videos, and her little picture, it's a young girl and she's in a red dress. That's not me. I have my regular face picture, same one as on this channel. So yeah, go take a look. I did scope videos, Periscope videos, 2 and 3 a day. So you can imagine how many videos are on there. It's kind of overwhelming, but it's fun for me to watch. It takes me back for sure. It's up to 102 today in St. Louis. Well, it's in the 90s here, so I can forget about being cold. I didn't even go out much today except in the morning. Yeah, it was too hot for the dog to be out running around. The cat was out on the deck panting, so I brought her in. Yeah. Oh dear, you lose power when the train. Hmm. Oh, you had a storm go through. That's the trouble when it gets so hot. A lot of times it'll stir up a front, and you'll get a big thunderstorm with it. Hi, Carol. Debbie's here. Hi, hi. Yeah. So, Bryland Farm, I have the Griswold cast iron. She wanted to see one because she's never seen one. So I brought it in here. If I can lift it over here. You want to see. This is my Grandma Wickersham's chicken fryer. Griswold. Let me show you. Oh boy. I'll show you the lid first because it also has the name. You can see it there. Griswold. Can you see it? It says self-basting. It's a number 8. Griswold. And it has a number or something down there. This has all been seasoned inside. It's hard to keep cast iron clean, even on the outside. So, but I do the best I can. And dear, I'm glad that didn't fall on my foot. Okay, here's the inside of my pan. It's beautifully seasoned over years. Nothing sticks to it. It's like a nonstick pan. After you've seasoned it for years like this. And there's no way of cleaning, because this is sort of rough. There's no way of cleaning this. Well, there probably is, because I've seen pans that they've cleaned and they look like new. So there is a way. So there's what the bottom looks like. This way. I don't know if you can see that. Griswold. It's a number 8. And it says chicken something. It says number 8 chicken pan. And you'll see down here, because Griswold is from Erie, Pennsylvania, and it says Erie right down here. It's so heavy. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, Erie, PA. And yes, these are worth on the market now between $250 and $500. This is the real thing. Now there's all kinds of pans, but this is the good one. This is the good chicken fryer. With the lid, because I've seen them online and some of them don't have the lid with them. Now my hands all have olive oil on. I season mine with olive oil. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to afford one now. I wouldn't buy one now. They are very expensive. You can't get them new anymore. I don't think. I never researched that. I don't know. They're antique. But yeah, you do not, when you cook something, here's what, I don't know if my daughter-in-law would ever do this or not. If I tell her about this, you never wash them with soap and water. Even when you cook them with cooked chicken in it and it's all stuck in the bottom, you know how to get things unstuck. You put, after you're all done cooking, you scrape out the bottom, and then you put like water in the bottom, and heat it up so it's sizzling, boiling, and you scrape it, and all that stuck stuff will come off, and then you wipe it out. You pour that out and you wipe it out real good. And you can take a sponge or a scratchy sponge, and clean it, but you never use soap. No soap, no soap. And after you get it all wiped out clean, and then dry it, and then you oil it. And you do that every single time, and it gets really nice like that. You're welcome, Brown. Debbie, it's nice. Homesteading with the Zimmermans is the channel. Did you say something about that? They said up that way. Homesteading with the Zimmermans. I've watched her, for sure. Yes, they used to be Amish, right? Or Mennonite. Yeah, I watch her. I bet she has one. They are, yeah. Even if you can find one of these, they are expensive now. So they have to be passed down, and I got mine. My mom had it. It had been my father's mother's, my grandma Wickersham. And I remember her making us chicken when we would come and visit. We would come when grade school let us out for lunch, okay, my sister and I. And it was only 2 blocks away from my grandma's house. So we'd walk to my grandma's house a lot of the time and have lunch there with her. And she'd make, like she'd get chicken drumsticks out of the refrigerator that maybe she had made before. They weren't raw, had been cooked before, and she'd fry them up in this pan with lard. And they were wonderful. I have to buy some lard. I've never used it. And I bet it is good to cook with. The name of my blog, now just a minute, I have to look here. It's Shirleys world.blogspot.com. Shirley's, no capitals. Shirleys world.blogspot.com. And that's my blog. It's long, it's years long. That's what I did from when we first moved here. Yeah. I'm going to put that, I'm going to write that at the bottom too with the other things. You'd love to know what she paid for it. My grandma Wickersham? Probably not much. Not much at all. That was back, my father was born in 1911. And that's when they all lived on the farm. And so, yeah, it was back in that time. Very early 1900s. She was born in the 1800s and married, I think, in the 1800s. And I'm sure she got this pan sometime back on the farm. I don't know when. I don't know how long Griswold I should research that. I don't know how long Griswold has been in business. But we lived in Erie, Pennsylvania, and that's where it's from. Yeah, she probably didn't pay a couple bucks. I don't know. Not much, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, dear, I didn't even look to see if we're going to get a storm or not. Let me check here, my weather. All I know is it's been hot today. Yeah, here comes the storm. It's going to storm. We're going to get a thunderstorm tonight and tomorrow. Well, 50% chance. And it's going to be 90 again tomorrow. It's going to be warm all week. So let me look at the map and see how close stuff is here. Here it comes. It's all up here right now. It's all up there and around. My little dot, you can see my little dot is right there. Yeah, we'll be getting it this evening or tonight. Probably be thundering, and the dog will keep me awake. She does not like storms, and she'll be on the bed trying to wake me up, and she'll be trembling. All my dogs have been afraid of storms, every one of them, except Monk. The Saint Bernard, he wasn't afraid of storms. But all my pointers and even my labs have been afraid of storms. It's the thunder and they can feel it, I think. Bryland Farm looked up. Founder Matthew Griswold was twice elected as a Republican to Congress, sitting from March 1891 to March 1893 and from March 95 to 97. Huh. I had no idea anything about Matthew Griswold. Hi, Riri. Hmm. Maybe it was a wedding gift. Maybe. They were in business from 1865 through 1957. Okay. So no longer in business. You can't get new ones anymore. Yeah. Probably if you look up about the Griswold cast iron, it will tell you what they started to go for way back when. I just didn't think of doing that before I came on. I should have thought of that. Yeah. Most of the things that I have here are just a few things that are worth a lot. And, well, by a lot, I mean like that. I don't have thousands of dollars worth of stuff here. I do have a full set of 8 place settings of Limoges china from France that my great great grandmother brought with her from France. And that was passed through my mother's family, and I got it. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants your stuff. I'm beginning to see that. However, my sister's daughter, Julie, does want that. So that's who it'll go to. Nobody else wants any dishes or anything like that. Nobody entertains and uses dishes like that. I would only use it once a year at Christmas time. It's in my china cabinet. There it sits getting dusty. True story. That's why I'm selling it all. I think you have it right, Brylan. Yes. Yep. Nobody wants it. Mm-mm. They don't even want to hear about it, to tell you the truth. They could be less interested. It's sad. It's really sad. And I'm wondering if the reason I was interested in it and my sister is more because I had an antique shop. I was interested in antiques. My sister isn't that interested in antiques, but she has several from my mom and my grandmother too. My grandmother Vorp, my grandma Vorp's maiden name was Hunnell, and my grandpa Vorp was Vorp, Vorpe, which was Vorpay. Yeah. On Jack's side now, which isn't my family really, because and my children are in his children. So my husband was Corwin, which I think is English and German. I think. I really never did a researched his genealogy at all. My aunt did a whole genealogy thing. It's like pages long, and I have a copy of it. So it goes way back to Thomas Wickersham. Yeah. Way back in the 1700s in England. So that's why I know I'm English. Yeah. I would like to sell it all too. I would like to give it away. I can't even get myself to part with things. I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I start to look at things, like I think that, like, why do I need this? Why do I need that? And then I think, "Ah, well, this was from here and this was from there." I'm not good at doing that. You can hire somebody to come in and help you, but it's very expensive to do that. So I'm not going to pay somebody to take my stuff away or to make me sell stuff. No. Uh, of course, it'll just be a problem for my children. It will. I've watched several decluttering videos, and especially the one called Swedish Death Cleaning. Now, that sounds horrible, but they named it like that. It is from Sweden, uh, and it is talks about cleaning like that and getting rid of stuff so you don't become a burden, more so than you already are, to your children when you pass. Hi, guitar guy. Hi. You closed Goodwill down again. Renee's here. Renee, the family name used to mean something to people, and children were proud to receive items. We live in a time now where everything is disposable. That is right. That's exactly it, Renee. Uh, Brylan, I wish that I could do what you're doing. You are sentimental, like you, and that's why I'm selling now. I know it will go to someone who wants it as opposed to the dumpster when they sell the house. Yeah, that's true. I could think of it that way. Hmm. Yeah, guitar guy, you missed the showing of the big Griswold pan. Let me show it to you. Here's the lid. Griswold. It's a chicken fryer, chicken pan. It's too heavy to pick up both pieces. Ugh. And here it is in all its glory, perfectly seasoned. And here's the bottom. This is for you, guitar guy. It's from Erie, Pennsylvania, where I'm from. And it says the chicken pan up there. It's cast iron skillet, number 8. It was passed down from my grandma Wickersham to my mother, and I got it from my mother, and I love it. Yes, I use it all the time. Now, I have a newer small little fry pan too that I use, but it's from Walmart, but it's still cast iron. Cast iron cooks great, especially this pan. Yes. Yes, it's a family pass down for sure. I'm sure she bought it new, or somebody said maybe she got it as a wedding present. My grandma's born in the 1800s, and Bryland Farm looked up about Griswold, and where is it? It was it. I think it was. I can't find it now. Griswold was in business from in the 1800s to 1957. It's no longer in business. And actually, the founder was Matthew Griswold, and he was a congressman. Yeah. So, yeah, that's something I didn't look up anything about it. I should have done that, but that's very interesting. Yeah, we all wondered what the first ones went for sale. They sold in the country store, probably for probably a couple bucks. You agree on being sentimental. That's why I sell stuff I like. Guitars, for example. I look at as I own everything temporarily until it goes to a better home. Yeah, but what about the stuff you get passed down through the family? Like I said, nobody wants my stuff. Nobody thinks about that anymore. It's terrible. It's things are different now for sure. Uh, yes, you have to listen to the first part of my channel because it's about I've discovered my second channel. I have two eBay channels. I'd completely forgotten about my first one. My first YouTube channel is just under my name, Shirley Corwin. Corwin. And it's when I used to do Periscope. If you remember anything about that. And that's why the videos are all in portrait mode, because that's how they did them, because you used your phone. Your dad is 1,200 miles away, and I could take all the stuff I wanted to when he downsized. Oh, but you couldn't. I know. You know, my son now is very sentimental. And I'm thinking that he will sneak in here and take what he wants. My daughter-in-law, on the other hand, I'm sure she doesn't want him to because he took a lot of stuff from my mother's house for sentimental reasons. And a lot of it, I don't know if any of it anymore, but for a lot of it, you know, was stored out in their garage. Their garage got so much full of stuff that they could only get one car in the 2.5 car garage. Yeah, because here's how sentimental he is. When I was married the first time and the kids were born in the house in Parma, we're not in the house, in the hospital, but that's where they grew up until they were 6 and 10. And that house, when my first husband died, that went on sale, and my son bought it from the estate. Yeah. I don't know if my daughter-in-law wanted it. I don't know anything about that. But that's the house they live in. I don't think he'll ever leave that house. And everything in it was exactly as it was when I left. So he kept as much as he possibly could because he remembered all this stuff and he couldn't get rid of it. Yeah, a problem for his wife, for sure. Even as much as the kitchen stove, because it was really different. I don't know if anybody remembers. It was a Frigidaire oven. It was like tall, and the top of it was the oven, and the bottom of it pulled out in a drawer, and those were the electric burners. Does anybody remember any stove like that? They don't make them anymore. When they pulled out that and she got the stove that she wanted, because they have gas, not electric, and been in the garage. I don't know if he's ever gotten rid of it. It was something that meant something to him. So he is sentimental. Yeah, not my daughter, not so much. Uh, so yeah. My son really thought of Jack as his father also. They had the same interests. My son loves to fish, loves to boat, loves to that's why he has the boat. That was my ours, and loves to golf. And that's what Jack did, and that's what he did with Jack all the time. So when Jack died, he was cremated, and Jack is several places. Jack is scattered hither and thither. Yeah, Jack loved Canada. He went fishing to Canada every year since he was 20 years old in the fishing camps up there. So he took my son up there with him several times, and my son went up there a couple times after Jack died with Jack. So Jack, part of Jack, he was this. This probably. I hope this doesn't bother anybody. Anyway, uh, his ashes, I think, were divided in 4 containers. My son got one, and he took his ashes. He was going to scatter them in Canada at the fishing camp. And he just couldn't. He couldn't leave them up there. He says he took them out on the boat with him every day and then brought them back home. So that's my son. Yeah. Ah. Uh, oh. But we all believe in Christ, the Redeemer, Christ, our Savior, and we know the body is not what's important. Uh, uh, yeah. Uh, I thought for sure he would want to be scattered on the golf course, but he never mentioned that. He just mentioned fishing, Canada, and uh, Florida. So part part of them was supposed to be scattered from an airplane. One of his best friends flew little Cessnas and did photography from an airplane, from his airplane that he built, by the way. And he was supposed to fly over the Gulf and scatter his ashes like the day before we were going to go home. And it stormed that day, and he couldn't fly. So we stayed a couple more days, and it wasn't good flying weather. So I think it was my sister and Bob, and they were down there with me. And yeah, I scattered him in a dune, sand dune, which you're not supposed to do. But yeah, he was on the beach in a sand dune, but possibly he is in the Gulf by now. Water comes up, water goes down. I mean, within years. I'm not talking just the tide of the day. So who knows over the years? Yeah, my story. Well, when you get old as dirt, you have a lot of stories. And I don't remember them until I start talking. And then they start, I start remembering. Oh, by the way, in those videos from Periscope, there's I didn't look at them yet. I haven't got to those yet, but there's 3 or 4 videos on old nursing stories. I think that I called them stories from an old nurse or something like that. So a lot of my nursing stories are already on, but they're on that other channel. uh, yeah. I had to stop watching the videos because they were getting me too sentimental. And I would have just sat there all day and not done anything but sit, and that's not good. So I had to get up and do something. So I did when I said I didn't do anything all day, I meant I didn't do eBay. I didn't do anything really constructive, but I did my normal things I have to do, about the house and the pets and the chickens and, the dishes and all that stuff. Just regular stuff. Mm. I don't think I can. I'm on the wrong when I'm on Sunday, if you remind me again Sunday when I'm on StreamYard, I'll try to do it there. I think I can do it from StreamYard. I don't know how to do it from here. I'm sure I can, but I'm afraid to try for fear I lose this all. 17 in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Who are y'all? Uh, yeah. So I think me listening to those my old eBay channel, Shirley Corwin, that's all it's under, uh, will remind me of other stories that I can bring here because it's kind of tough watching the videos, like I said, on the portrait mode. If you want to watch them bigger than your phone, yeah. And they're not, like I said, they're not as clear because the cameras on I think I had a 5 or a 6 iPhone. They weren't as good cameras back then as they are now. Even though I need a new phone. This week on Amazon, I was going to stop buying on Amazon. I have to stop this. I'm like in a buying mode. But then I realized I need some food containers, some better food containers. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I get those darn pantry moths. Does anybody get those but me? And a lot of them come in to your house through dried foods. Like a lot of them will be, this sounds horrible, but they're eggs in like dry dog food, in flour, believe it or not. Yeah. You had those? Yeah. Well, there's only one way to get rid of them, and these little moth traps I have sitting, as close. You can only put them like 10 feet apart. You can't put them closer together than that because they have a pheromone on them and it gets the moths all mixed up because only the male moths go to them, I think. That's what I read. Uh, yeah, well, you're lucky that you never got rid of them. They're very hard to get rid of. When you think you got rid of them, and then you'll open something that you haven't opened in a long time, something dry food like dog food or something, and a bunch of them will fly out. That means that they've hatched, eggs have hatched in there, and now they're just flying all over. Those tiny little moths. They're not the same, thank goodness, as clothes moths. They're different species. These are only in dry foods. Every time we open the pantry door, they'd fly around. I know. They are, they are a pain. You keep the moth traps too. Yep, for sure. Yes, all it takes is one introduction. And I don't know how anybody keeps and use the vacuum also. Yeah. I don't know how anybody doesn't get them at one time or other. I mean, everybody has to have flour, and anybody that has animals probably has dry cat or dog food. Mm. Yeah, it's not good. I opened a bin that was about a quarter full. It was a bin like about this long and this wide of my dog's dry food that I used to feed him. When I opened the lid, because I hadn't been in there in a while because I feed him the other stuff, when I opened the lid, all these moths flew out. So I just took the whole thing out and threw it away. But now I have all these more moths in my house. And you can't swat, if you swat at them, the air from your hand just blows because they're so light. They're just little and light. That you try to swat them, and the air from your hand just blows them further away. Uh, you started freezing all your flowers and beans before going into the pantry. Yes, I've heard of doing that. I'm going to have to start doing that with my flour. Because I did find some in my flour. I have a flour container on my counter in a nice old-fashioned flour bin, and that's not airtight, and I'm sure I should throw that away. Yeah. I keep all my flour in the refrigerator, but yeah, you're right about freezing it as soon as it comes from the store. I have no room in my freezer. Why? I don't know. I have to clean it out. Oh, yeah. My flour now, I don't keep in the cupboard anymore. It's in the refrigerator until I put it in that bin. I shouldn't even put it in there, though. I think I started putting it in that cute bin because I didn't want my flour to be cold when I was making bread. You know, you're supposed to heat it, or you're supposed to sort of get it at room temperature. The same with your yeast, which I keep in the refrigerator or the freezer. But a lot of people say it doesn't matter. So I don't know. Do you have a home goods? Yes, I do. They usually have good containers. Okay. I ordered a couple from Amazon. We'll see how they are when they come. Just trying a couple kinds. And I ordered one, I forget what it's called, for the dog food. It's just for pet food. And it has a sealed lid, and it has a screw-on thing. But some people say it's hard to unscrew if you have arthritis in your hand, which I do. So I just got, it holds 35 pounds of dog food. which is usually the size of food I get. And we'll see how easy it is to undo before I do any recommending. Uh, well, oh, it's only 5 to 8. I like coming on at 7 instead of 7:30. Uh, Warning: ads will run shortly for some viewers. Maybe they're running now. These are the kind you can skip, I think. It's okay. You can skip. Oh, yeah, I'll have to go in. I haven't been in Home Goods in a long time. Just because I don't go places. I don't go anywhere. And lately, I haven't gone anywhere without Samantha being with me. It's not that I can't. I could. I feel more comfortable if somebody's with me. That's what it is. And Home Goods, my Home Goods is right in town. It's not in another town. I'll have to go in there. I'd probably enjoy going back and seeing stuff. Another place I'd like to go, to Hobby Lobby. I used to go in there all the time. Uh, but then that would make me buy stuff. That's why I haven't actually. Uh, Home Goods usually have a pet section, have great storage containers there. I will have to go look there. I don't remember in Home Goods where the pet section was. I think it was back against the back corner because I remember seeing some pet clothes. So it's probably back there. Yeah. So if everybody goes on my other channel, uh, I didn't even see where there's a button to subscribe, actually, because but it has to be there because they're on YouTube. But subscribe to it. I only have 97 subscribers on that channel. The back corner seems to be where they put it. Yeah, probably that's where it is. When I first got on YouTube, I sold some Home Goods. I would buy things when they went way down in price. It'd be like a retail arbitrage. And I remember buying some sheet sets and quilts and stuff there and sold them. This is before I went into clothing and sold them on eBay. Yeah, I was just searching for myself on eBay. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like everybody, probably, I went to clothing because it was the easiest to find, the easiest to buy, inexpensively, and the easiest to ship. It's much easier to ship a women's t-shirt than it is to ship a big quilt. Yeah. So that's about it. That's all I have for you tonight. But yeah, I'm trying to do recorded videos every day or every other day. So there's going to be lots of short videos on, but they're not live. They're the recorded ones. And I will do one about my new channel that I found. It's not new, it's old. So, yes, I'm going to close. You just subbed to your old channel. Oh, now there's 93. Oh, there must have been 92 before. Now there's 93. Thank you, Brylan. So she found it. So it's not hard to find. It's just under my name, Shirley Corwin. And same old picture. And I will see you all back here on Thursday at 7 o'clock. 97 now. Wow. Nice seeing you too. You have a good night, everybody. Go out and bless somebody. And I will see you Thursday.